Today, in honor of the Joker now being out in theaters, we've got a four-way fight of all the live-action Jokers. Ledger, Leto, Nicholson, even Romero. But who comes out on top? That's what we're going to find out. The Joker was a psychotic anarchist mastermind who portrayed himself as an agent of chaos, rose to power in the criminal underworld by thrusting Gotham City into turmoil, and drew Batman ever closer to crossing the line between heroism and vigilantism. Described as a psychopathic, mass-murdering, schizophrenic clown of zero empathy, Joker was potent, both mental combat and strategic planning, and his physique was defined by his clown makeup and gruesome Glasgow smile. Added sick comedy to all his crimes and misdeeds. The Joker is a genius at planning out his crimes, even improvising on the fly, always remaining one step ahead of the GCPD and even Batman himself. The mystery surrounding Joker also gives him somewhat of an edge, seeing as he has no connections, no friends, no family. We don't know anything about him. This makes him very difficult to predict or even understand. He also shown that he's a fearless and unpredictable fighter, taking on henchmen and cops with ease, and showing how lethal he is with all sorts of weapons, ranging from shotguns, pistols, RPGs, to explosives, knives, and even pencils. And even though he had help, Joker was able to hold his own against Batman, and actually trapped him near the climax of the film. One explanation for surprising fighting skill might to do with his psychotic personality. Joker doesn't really fear pain like a normal person, and even if he's severely hurt, he'll just laugh it off. Being so insensitive to pain, coupled with his fearlessness, allows Joker to take risks that normal people wouldn't dare. It also makes him invulnerable to what usually is one of Batman's greatest weapons, instilling fear in his opponents. So let's begin up first. Heath Ledger's Joker. Next up, Jared Leto. The Joker is an extremely and infamously formidable psychopathic criminal from Gotham City, being at the very top of the city's criminal underworld, and is greatly feared by other crime bosses. Almost nothing is known of his life before he became a supervillain and gained a nickname, not even his real name. Devoid of any empathy or pity for anybody taking part in his wicked schemes, Joker does adore his girlfriend and partner in crime, Harley Quinn, doing everything he can to rescue her from the Suicide Squad and Amanda Waller's clutches. Joker is extremely intelligent and a formidable genius, even being able to go toe-to-toe with someone like Batman for years. Joker also managed to catch Amanda Waller off guard on multiple occasions, sabotaging her helicopter, then breaking into Belle Reve prison, and actually managed to gain the upper hand over Batman by murdering his protege Robin. He's also got effective contingency plans if something ever goes awry, like when the Joker gang broke him out of Arkham Asylum, when he's able to quickly break into Belle Reve after their first rescue attempt on Harley failed. He's a master manipulator, being able to get into the head of young psychiatrist Harleen Quinzel and transform her into Harley Quinn. He's actually an effective leader as well. Joker's known the king of Gotham City, and is the crime boss at the very top of Gotham's criminal underworld. He inspires fierce loyalty in his followers, but some of it also might just be intimidation, seeing as how some thugs only follow Joker out of fear of what he might do if they don't. Then while we haven't seen Joker fight a whole lot, he was able to gun down several Navy SEALs, and prefers to use a gold-plated rifle and a heavily customized Colt Gold Cup trophy. Next up, Jack Nicholson. Jack Napier was once the formidable underboss to Carl Grissom, the legendary Grissom crime family in Gotham City. After being set up by his boss due to the discovery of his affair with Grissom's girlfriend, Napier found himself confronting the mysterious Batman and falling into a giant vat of chemicals, turning his skin white, his lips crimson red, his hair green, and destroying his facial nerves. After undergoing underground cosmetic surgery, which failed to restore his face to normal, Jack Napier donned the persona of the Joker and shot and killed Carl Grissom. As a new mafia kingpin, Joker launched a massive crime wave that saw mob war, chemical terrorism, and citywide panic. The only thing that kept his tendrils from rendering the city apart was the old nemesis, the Batman, who, as coincidence had it, was Bruce Wayne, whose parents Napier had killed decades earlier. Joker is obviously highly intelligent, executing plans and strategies that nearly destroyed all of Gotham City. Also worth mentioning that Joker was smart enough to actually make all of his weapons and equipment by himself. He's able to poison people or burn them with acid. He's got an array of guns, with his most powerful gun being able to actually shoot down the Batplane from the sky, and his hand buzzer is powerful enough to fry a grown man to the point where only his skeleton was left. Then finally, last but not least, Cesar Romero. The Joker is an arch criminal who is obsessed with absurdity and joke based crimes. Clown like in appearance and personality, his behavior is very often akin to sheer buffoonery. His abilities as a master conjurer allow him to effortlessly escape from prison many times, making him even more of a threat. Luckily, his crime waves often follow some patterns or themes that usually allow Batman and Robin to predict his next move and take him down. As a master criminal, the Joker used many different weapons and gear to help his crime waves, with some even having a portrait of his face on them in direct contrast to the bat emblem on Batman's gadgets. He has an electric buzzer that gave a powerful enough shock to knock his victims out for a few minutes, with an upgraded version being powerful enough to cause its victims to lose their five senses one by one, all before their lungs collapse. He used exploding cigars, sneeze powder pellets, a magic box that can hypnotize people, gas grenades, paralyzing gas pellets, and a time bomb that was powerful enough to destroy almost the entire Batcave. Joker's even used weapons like the surfing experience and ability transformometer, which transfers all of one person's surfing knowledge into another. Joker Jelly, which can change a large amount of water into jelly and is powerful enough to destroy the entire Gotham City reservoir, and actually has its own utility belt to carry with weapons and devices. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now with the Joker out in theaters now, I think it's fitting that we throw Joker into the battle arena for the first time. Today we're going to put all four of the previous live-action Jokers head-to-head, going from Cesar Romero in the Adam West Batman show and movie, all up to Jared Leto in Suicide Squad. But who's coming out on top here? That's what we're going to find out. Just to clarify here, this doesn't have to be a straight-up fight. In fact, very few of these characters even have remarkable hand-to-hand fighting feats to even speak of. So instead, it's going to be a prep fight, which the Jokers believe the other three are impersonators and are besmirching their good name and reputation. So they're going to do everything in their power to take them down. In that scenario, who's coming out on top? It's actually kind of interesting. And the more and more you look at it, the more and more interesting it gets. So for starters, Romero and Leto's Jokers actually had the most experience in this fight, because that both of them have been committing crimes and battling against Batman for years. Whereas Nicholson and Ledger kind of just went up against him once. However, I don't really count experience too highly in this fight. I mean, just because Romero battled against Batman for longer than anyone else here doesn't necessarily make him the best at strategizing and planning out his crimes. In fact, it's kind of the exact opposite. He might be the worst one here. Romero isn't a genius and brilliant schemer, considering that his crimes always seem to follow some sort of pattern or theme, allowing Batman and Robin to predict his next move and take him down. And they have taken him down on countless occasions. Now, I am going to put a bit more stock behind Leto's experience in this fight. I mean, him and Harley Quinn somehow, in some way, are able to take down and kill Robin, which is pretty impressive. I mean, sure, granted we don't know exactly how they did it, but still, they managed to kill Jason. Must have done something right. Joker's also an amazing manipulator, being able to get to know almost anyone's head and casually toy with them. Like we said, he's able to turn Harleen Quinzel from young and brilliant psychiatrist to a homicidal maniac like himself. Joker's also a brilliant leader. He's in charge of the greatest criminal empire in Gotham City, and is capable of manipulating thugs into blindly following him despite his reputation as a depraved, heinous murderer and torturer, or specifically because of his reputation. However, just like Romero, Leto has been captured and beaten by Batman on multiple occasions. And seeing how casually Batman was able to go up against Joker and capture Harley, I'm guessing that's pretty routine for him. But Leto's been able to go toe-to-toe with Batman for years and outsmart Amanda Waller twice in quick succession, on top of leading a massive criminal empire. That's obviously got to count for something. So what about the other two Jokers, the ones with the limited experience going up against Batman or committing crimes in Gotham City? Well, for starters, Nicholson didn't really wow me when it came to planning or outsmarting the Batman. Like Romero, Nicholson just isn't the best one here at planning or scheming. But Ledger? Wow. Ledger is essentially a master at planning and strategies, as well as mental warfare and combat, always staying one step ahead and outsmarting both the GCPD and Batman himself. In fact, you could argue that the only reason the Joker lost was because he was explicitly trying to take Batman down. Like other Jokers had schemes of mass murder or large scale theft, Batman swooped in to stop them. With Ledger, his whole goal was to explicitly beat Batman, and he was directly trying to challenge Bruce. Imagine what he could do if he was just trying to stay under Batman's radar. And on top of that, at the end of the day, you could even argue that Joker didn't actually lose. I mean, his goal was to break Batman and destroy the legacy and symbolism of the Bat. And he did ultimately end up doing this. He very nearly actually broke Bruce and forced him to give up being Batman or cross the line and kill. When that didn't work, well, Joker had a plan B up his sleeve the whole time. Harvey Dent. He was able to easily break Dent, quickly driving him to a point of insanity. And because of this, Joker actually destroyed the symbolism and reputation of Batman, forcing Bruce to give up being Batman and allowing Batman to be framed as a murderer. You could definitely argue that Joker actually won. And just seeing the way that Ledger was able to consistently stay 1, 2, 5, 10 steps ahead of Batman, the GCPD, effortlessly blend thought out plans with stunning improvisation, easily create complex scenarios to test people like the fairies, and even be able to come up with contingency plans if everything else fails, I think Ledger's the best one here. Leto's second, especially seeing the scope of his resources and the reach of his empire. But I still don't think that Leto could come up with the same plans as Ledger or easily outsmart Batman like Ledger did. So then what would happen if this fight actually did end up in a real hand-to-hand fight? Who comes out on top then? Well, I'll tell you, where Romero and Nicholson lack in intelligence, they definitely make up for with their gear and weapons. I mean, Romero easily has the most versatile arsenal here, even having weapons that can transfer knowledge from one person to another, whether that knowledge starts and ends with just what they know about surfing. And then Nicholson definitely has the most powerful arsenal, considering that he's got a handgun that's able to shoot down the Batplane, and a hand buzzer that can fry someone all the way down to their skeleton. However, if we're going to give Romero and Nicholson weapons, we gotta give Leto and Ledger weapons as well. They've both shown skill of guns before, and on a shootout, well, it's literally anyone's game. Anyone can come out on top of a lucky shot, and by sheer happenstance be the last one standing, and no one should have skill to definitely come out on top. But in a hand-to-hand fight or melee fight, well, I gotta back Ledger once again. We've never seen Leto fight hand-to-hand, Romero isn't a fighter, and while Nicholson punched Batman in the gut, actually just hurt himself with Batman's armor. Ledger is actually somewhat a real fighter. He's able to overpower and subdue a cop while trying to escape from prison, overpowered and killed a thug in a second with a pencil, and he actually compete and hold his own against Batman, who is the best fighter in the whole Nolanverse. And also a fearless and unpredictable fighter, and this leads him to take risks not all people wouldn't even think of. This is coupled with the fact that he doesn't fear pain, doesn't really seem to feel pain, just laughing off a massive beatdown from Batman. So, end of the day, who wins here? Well, it's obviously got to be Heath Ledger's Joker. He's the smartest one here, is the best planner and strategist, and is the best fighter on top of that. Romero is the most versatile arsenal, Nicholson is the most powerful gear, and Leto could potentially win if we saw more of him, but who knows what his future is in the DCEU. But here and now, well, Ledger is definitely the most powerful, most dangerous, and the best Joker here. Heath Ledger's Joker wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure the like button, subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the FanCo army, and I will see you next time.